There was absolutely no sign of struggle, no sign of foul play. He had cancer, he had dementia, he was seriously ill.
The date was March 6th, 2015. Linda Roberts called 911 to report her father, Anthony Tomaselli, was not breathing. She told the operator that she tried to give him CPR. Anthony's manner of death was classified as natural, and the case was closed. Then, 4 years later, in February 2019, a man called the sheriff's office in Pinellas County, Florida.
The individual that came forward was actually having an affair with both of the women at different times. He had a conversation with Linda Roberts initially. She confessed that she and her sister had killed their father.
Linda was heard saying, "I can't take it anymore. I killed my father. We did it together." The sisters were arrested, and earlier this year they pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. So, what was their motive? Cops say they were upset that their dad would not go to an assisted living facility. It's hard to believe they almost got away with murder.
This video contains the interrogation of a woman who helped her sister to murder their elderly father. 85-year-old Anthony Tomaselli may have been suffering from dementia, but he was still enjoying life. He found pleasure in his nightly ritual of watching a game show before going out to watch the sunset. He would then drink his favorite cocktail and say his prayers, happy to get up the next morning and repeat the cycle. His daughters, however, did not believe he had any quality of life. Linda Roberts and Mary Beth Tomaselli did not have the best relationship with their father and did not enjoy caring for him. A particularly angry fight may have prompted them to push Anthony toward a death that might have still been years in the future. They tried to spike his nightly drink, and when that didn't work, they used a pillow in an effort to smother him. Their father was surprisingly resilient and managed to survive. Knowing that they had to finish the job, they shoved a rag down his throat and pinched his nose shut. This was too much for the elderly man, who finally stopped breathing. The sisters got away with their crime for 4 years and might have continued to do so if they did not each confess to the same man that the other happened to be sleeping with.
All right. And I appreciate you coming with us, and we'll discuss everything here. This is my partner, Mike, and I'm Nelson, like I told you. All right. I kind of want to talk to you. There's a couple things on top of talking to you about this incident with your husband.
Yes.
Okay. There's also a couple other things that I want to talk to you too. Okay. And I know that looking at, from talking to you in the car, you seem pretty, straightforward. Right?
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm a type of person that I like honesty.
Okay.
All right. And I'll be honest with you, and you be honest with me.
Okay.
Okay. And that's just the way how I work.
Okay.
All right. And my partner is the same way. Okay. So, do you other than your do you know why you're here as well? Or no? Okay. Well, I want to explain that to you. Okay. But before doing that, okay, doesn't mean I'm going to have to, here in the United States we have rights, correct?
Correct.
So I just want to, I have to read you your rights. It doesn't mean you're under arrest or anything like that.
You're at a police station.
You're at a police station. We're here. I want to talk to you. Okay?
And we'll give you some information. We'll tell you what's going on.
All right? So let's just get this out of the way, and then we'll move forward. Okay?
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. So, Linda, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time and exercise these rights and not answer any questions. Do you understand these rights I explained to you? Okay. Having your rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us? Okay. Like I said to you, I want to explain everything to you.
Okay.
All right. So, so that's what we're here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now you seem a little nervous now. A little
Well,
bit.
somebody referred to your rights
I
yesterday.
understand.
Understandable. Okay.
Well, we'll explain this.
I'll explain
No.
this. Okay. So let me back up here. So you said you lived here all your life. You were born here, right?
No, I was born in Chicago.
Born in Chicago.
My father brought us here, my family.
What year was that? Roughly.
1960, oh, it was early 60s.
Early
Okay.
60s?
He-
Okay.
we
You were
built a
young,
home.
okay, I
I was
got you.
a child. I was
Okay, so
very
you're
little.
very little, so you don't remember.
I remember even
Okay.
really, yeah.
So, and you said your father, and then you guys ended up coming here with you said you had a sister, right?
I have a sister, yes,
And what else?
one brother,
One brother. So it's, what, three of you?
3 of us.
Where's he at? Where's the brother?
My brother lives in Bradenton,
Okay.
Florida.
What's his name?
Charles Tomaselli.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Want me to spell it? Tomaselli.
Good, good. Okay, there we go.
okay, so you guys are down here, and you said, what did you do for 30 years, you said?
Worked as a nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner? Are you registered as a nurse practitioner? Through the state of Florida?
Well, registered by, you mean,
The Department of Health?
I'm registered as actually a medical assistant,
A medical assistant.
right?
Okay, what does a medical assistant do?
I assist the doctor in surgery, I assist him, anything he does, injections, suture removals, just everything that we do together hand in hand.
Okay, so do you, is that what class, where did you go for class for that?
Tampa College.
Tampa College. So you are a nurse practitioner or you're
Well,
medical
It's
assistant?
actually a certified medical assistant.
Okay. And then by that, your job title is you assist the doctor.
Yes.
Um,
Do assistant surgery
Where do you guys usually do surgery at?
in the office.
In the office. What kind of doctor is it?
General practitioner, we remove sebaceous cysts in the back, moles, send them out for biopsy, drew blood every day. Just whatever need to be done during the day.
And do you go to hospitals for those as well, or just in the
No,
office?
we do all in office.
All in office?
Yes.
Okay. And so you just, do you give injections too?
Yes, give
What kind of
injections.
injections?
Whatever the doctor ordered.
Okay. All right, so. you did-
Antibiotics,
Antibiotics, okay. So you did this for how long?
30 years.
And when did you retire?
I became disabled when I lost my vision it was 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yes,
And wait, that would have been 2015.
yes, I guess. 2015, yes.
Okay. So I was looking at a report. So your father's deceased, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about that?
About what?
About what happened? What happened?
Roberts pretends not to understand the question, but her evasiveness only shows that she has something to hide.
What happened to my father? The doctor, his companion died 3 weeks prior to him. And he had dementia,
Okay.
and he was going to go into Brookdale.
Okay.
My brother and sister and I all decided he was going to Brookdale.
Okay.
So he didn't want to go there, but he had to go there. It was a beautiful place.
All right.
And my sister and I moved in after Shirley died to help take care of my father because he had nobody. So I could hear my father had lung cancer 7 years ago.
Okay.
And he was with Shirley, so I wasn't involved in his medical care during that time when Shirley was alive. Well, when I was there, my father he said he felt like he had a stabbing pain in his chest. And he had this awful cough, very productive, and so I recognized that something was wrong. So my niece, who was also staying there, I said, call the doctor, make an appointment. They need to do a chest x-ray, see what's going on with my dad's lungs. So they did. So that night at 7 o'clock, the doctor called me, Dr. Zion, and he said that your father...
When did they do that?
Probably 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. So he called me. So I said, okay. So he said, my dad told me and my sister, he said, I don't feel good. He says, I'm going to lay down on the couch. And they had 2 rockers on either end. He said, would you mind staying up while I lay down here and sleep? And we said, of course, sure we will. So he went to sleep, snoring away. And it was probably about 2, 3 in the morning. My sister said, why don't we go lay in Dad's bed and get some rest? He's sleeping, he's quiet. So we said, okay. So we get up in the morning at 6 o'clock, about 6 o'clock, and I walked right past him, went into the kitchen to make some coffee, and my sister got up and she went over and checked on him, and she yelled to me, something's wrong, Dad is not responding to me. So I went over there and I checked for a pulse. I felt a pulse, but wasn't thinking my father had a pacemaker in, so of course he's going to have a pulse.
Roberts and her sister left their father after killing him to make it appear as if they found him later. Here's a quick reminder that I have a Patreon page with a ton of exclusive and ad-free content, like this one about a predator that was exposed live on TV. His interrogation is definitely something you'd want to watch, and you can do that right now at patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus.
But in that instance, you're not even thinking. So I called Dr. Mazer on the phone, and I said, my dad something's wrong, he's not breathing. In the meantime, I told my sister, call 911. So she called 911, they came, and I was doing CPR on him, and they came in and they said, I don't remember the exact words, but they said, you need to get off your father now, we're going to continue. And I said, continue CPR on him, please. So anyway, they kind of whisked me off, put me on a chair and said, you have to sit and you have to be quiet, we're going to work on your father. So they rolled him over, and
See, on the couch or on the floor at this point?
I think they just rolled him over on the couch.
Okay, continue.
And they pulled up the shirt, and he was all black and blue. So when you're deceased, your blood, obviously, it's not circulating. But he still had the pulse going, but that was the pacemaker making the pulse work.
Right.
So they get all his pills out of the cabinet that he takes, and they said he was short on his sleeping pills. So I said, well, I took him to the doctor several times, to Dr. Zion, and my father was very insistent that he was going to take 2 sleeping pills a night. And he told Dr. Zion that. And Dr. Zion looked at me and he said, and my dad said, I don't care, I'm taking 2 sleeping pills every night. So Dr. Zion said, so when the police said, they told my sister we're short, they made my sister count the pills, I said, just call Dr. Zion, you'll straighten the whole thing out, because it's noted in his computer that he was taking 2 pills a night.
Anthony had dementia and should not have been in control of the dosage of his medication.
So they then put him on the floor, and they called the cremation place when they had everything set up.
Right.
And they came out, put a flag on him, because he's a veteran, and took him.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
Did he get, what happened? Is he buried somewhere, or?
Is my dad buried somewhere?
Yeah, where?
He's interned at Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you have kids, right?
One daughter.
One daughter. What do you usually, people make mistakes, and I get that, okay? And when your daughter makes a mistake, you want her to be honest with you, right?
Of course.
Of course, and that's the way you raise her, right? So if she
course.
does something, or she did a mistake, you want her to, part of it, you learn from your mistakes. Isn't that how
Sure.
you raise her? So I don't think, you're not being very honest with me right now.
What do you mean?
Because that's not what happened with your father, okay? And you know that, okay? You know that that's not what happened with your father. So I want you to tell me again, from the beginning, what happened with your father.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
The story, I'm going to lay it out for you. The story that you just provided to him is not what happened to your dad.
What happened to my dad?
I want you to go back and walk through this one more time. You need to pay attention to what's going on here, okay? What you said happened to your dad is not what happened to your dad. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Not especially. What has changed that didn't happen to my father?
Okay.
So this is what I want you to think about it real hard right now, okay? Because your father, that's not exactly how it happened, okay? And you know that, okay? So I'm going to give you, because when I'm asking you questions, I already know the answer to it, okay? And right now, I get it. You're nervous. You're keeping this in, and you're going with the same story that you had told the other officer when they originally came. But that's not what happened.
We've been doing an investigation, and that's not what happened. And you know that's not what happened. We're paying you the compliment of being upfront with you. You need to pay us the same compliment and tell us what actually happened.
Who is giving you information, other information?
Ma'am, I want to hear from you, okay? And I want to talk to you about it, okay? So I know what happened, and I'm giving you the opportunity right now to talk to us and tell us your side of the story.
This is unbelievable.
Roberts acts as if she cannot believe what they are saying. She is going to stick to her story since she isn't sure if they have any evidence beyond suspicion.
I agree.
Does my sister know about this?
I know what your sister did.
You know what my sister did?
I know what she did, and I know what you did. So, right now, it's not to continue to tell us the story that you're telling me is not right. I get your father was sick. He was ill. People make mistakes, okay? And I know everything, okay?
From a trustworthy person, you know everything?
Who's not trustworthy?
Who's not trustworthy?
somebody obviously told you something that could possibly not be trustworthy. The person is not a trustworthy person. And it's not Ted, for sure, I can tell you that.
Okay. I know what your sister did, and I know what you did.
I don't understand.
I don't know who this person that you're talking about, but I know everything.
Well, I don't quite understand who would say anything to you. Who is this person that is giving you this information? I don't have a right to know that. They didn't leave a name. They didn't tell you who they were.
They gave us a very detailed account of what happened, so I'm just trying to tell you there's no mystery about what happened.
They gave a detailed account.
Roberts fishes for information in an attempt to figure out who she needs to discredit.
Yes. I'm not bluffing, and you know I'm not bluffing.
And I'm not. And I'm being up front with you. Okay? And I know things, and it's time right now for you to, I know it's been weighing in on you all these years, which would be understandable. Okay? It would be understandable. That's normal to weigh in this much.
But I don't believe the person that told you is a trustworthy person, and that.
So who is that person you're talking about? What are you talking about? You keep saying this person's not trustworthy. What person do you have in mind?
A certain person that.
Well, I know, but what is that person's name?
Anthony Marsh.
Then why is he not trustworthy?
Well, you can look up his criminal background and see that he's been in a lot of trouble.
Okay, and what's your relationship with him?
I am single, I was seeing him for a short time. I was seeing him.
And when did that start and when did that stop?
It started in probably July of last year, and I still continue to have seen him.
Okay, so it's an ongoing, so it's still happening, so you're not historically past that. That's an in-progress thing still happening. You see him on a relatively routine basis, right?
Well, routine, but I don't know what you call routine.
Okay, I'm not going to split hairs with you, routine, but the definition of, right, you see him frequently.
Robert's sister was also having an affair with the same man.
At least weekly.
Okay, weekly. We'll settle on that. That's fine. And you feel that this person's untrustworthy?
Very untrustworthy.
Then if he's so untrustworthy, why are you still with him?
Probably for the same reason I was with Ted.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What do you think about, as your sister? You guys get along?
Well, we have our whole life just got along.
Okay.
Recently had a little mishap in our life, but yes, we love each other.
So you love each other. So
we left the apartment loving each other.
Okay. And does she tell you everything?
Oh, I don't know if she tells me everything.
No.
By everything you mean?
Everything. I mean,
we talk, but
what's your relationship? Are you guys like best friends?
yes, we're very close.
So you trust her?
Yes.
Trust her with everything?
Yes, I trust her.
And she trusts you?
I think so.
Right?
Yes.
That's the bond that sisters and siblings have, especially sisters, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you got to trust her, right? So you keep, and I know what happened between you two was staying between you two, correct?
Anything in our lives that happened to us?
Anything that you guys do,
Anything.
whether it's good, bad, or the other.
Having our children breeds apart, yes. Things, her husband was abusive to her, yes. They stay between us.
Okay. So let's talk about your father again. Okay. Tell me about what happened that day.
If you're trying to get me to say what Anthony told you,
I don't. Anthony didn't tell me anything. I don't know what you're talking about, this Anthony. Okay?
Anthony's the only person that we were joking around and things were said.
Okay. You mind if I step in? Go ahead.
Other than your sister, correct?
Other than my sister? Yes.
So your sister knows what happened, correct? The real truth of what happened, correct?
My sister and I are bonded together, yes.
Correct. And you guys share a bond that is something that no one else can ever share, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you said here that your sister is very trusting to you, right?
Yes.
I know exactly what happened that night. So this is your opportunity.
You have to tell me who told you something different happened that night. Who told you something different happened? There has to be somebody that told you something.
I know about the drink.
But who told you?
I'm just gonna. Okay, let me just walk you through this a little bit, just to bring you up to speed. Okay, the conversation that you had with Mr. Marsh.
Yes.
We were listening to that conversation. Okay.
Okay.
So we can cut to the chase that there was no joking about this.
After some troubling comments made by the sisters, Marsh went to the police with his concerns and agreed to wear a wire.
I have a digital crystal clear clarity, so you can read between the lines, okay? I actually had the same clarity with your sister
You talked to her?
about an hour ago. So I'm going to tell you one more time. You're not going to come out on the end of this in a very good fashion because you're telling the truth about what happened. We try to give you ample opportunity to tell what happened, but now you know that I know what happened.
I wanted to know who told it.
I just told you that.
Okay.
So we're going to cut through the BS. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. Now answer his questions and let's move forward with this. Okay? Do you understand?
I understand, but you don't have to be rough with me.
Ma'am, I've given you 3 or 4 opportunities to tell the truth, and we were very upfront with you, and you're not being upfront with us. He said, I'm going to be very upfront with you about what happened, and you kind of disrespected him a little bit by not doing that. I'm just trying to put us on the right path here. Do you understand that?
Okay.
We will be fine, but I can't have you wandering off the reservation. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, so now let's walk through this again.
So talk to us a little bit now.
Okay.
Tell me
My
the truth.
sister and I were lying in bed, and my father had dementia. He was calling both me and my sister by my mother's name. I knew he was dying because he had this mass in his lung, cancer. And she said to me, she held my hand and she said, I can't remember the exact words, but you can't let Dad suffer like this. And we were both crying. And so she said, can we euthanize him some way to put him out of his misery?
Who said this? I didn't hear that part.
I don't know who said it.
But it was said, is what you're saying.
It was said.
This may I understand what you're saying. Go, continue, sorry.
And I said, well, he takes his double sleeping pills, so we could give him a few more sleeping pills, and he would just go to sleep.
Whose idea was that?
I don't know whose idea it was. particularly. My sister and my father had been fighting terribly and that night, and my sister went home to her house and they had very, very harsh words the night before.
What kind of harsh words?
Roberts has just given her sister motivation for murdering their father. This may be a slip on her part or a deliberate attempt to shift most of the blame.
He was calling her not nice names, saying that it's hard to remember exactly, but they were yelling. They had a yelling match at each other.
Okay.
So she did have an anger at that time.
Okay. So then what happened?
So I felt very bad for my father that he was suffering so bad. He was in pain. He couldn't breathe. He was having labor breathing. And so we took him for a ride for the beach. He always wanted to go to the beach. And then we brought him home, and she took his sleeping pills.
How many?
I don't know. She probably put maybe 10, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Into a big glass of, he always had a shot of vodka before he went to bed. And she made this big giant drink for him to drink with the sleeping pills in it. He drank maybe this much of it.
Okay.
And he had his little St. Joseph card he reads at night, and he dropped them. And he lay down and went to sleep.
And then what happened?
He opened his eyes, but then he closed them immediately after he opened them. And my sister said, he's obviously not, it's not working. And
He's not dead?
Yeah, he had not died, right. And
How was he acting during this? Just everything was normal, or was he off kilter? Did it have any effect on him at all, or anything?
oh yeah, he was semi-conscious, I would say.
Understood.
So my sister and I both said, well, we've started euthanizing him.
Understand.
We have to finish it now.
Okay, and what'd you do?
So we just got a hand washcloth.
Who got the hand washcloth?
I believe I did,
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure. Because
Where did it come from?
the bathroom.
Okay.
And she held his nose,
Mm-hmm. And what'd you do?
and I put the washcloth in his mouth and
To block the airway?
blocked the airway. And it was just...
Did he move around? Was he trying to fight it a little bit?
He acted like he had to go to the bathroom, is what the main thing I remember about it.
Okay.
And he urinated.
Did anyone hold his hands?
I did not hold his hands.
Did your sister hold his hands?
She may have.
To stop him from fighting or anything?
He wasn't fighting too much because he was drugged from the sleeping
Okay.
pills.
But there was some movements there.
He did move his hands.
Okay, that's what we're asking. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
And she was holding his nose.
okay.
And
There is no emotion in Robert's voice when she recounts how she killed her father. She has no grief or remorse.
he stopped breathing, but he still had a pulse. But I didn't realize he had a pacemaker. I did realize it then, that it took me a while to realize why he still had a pulse, because he had a pacemaker in.
So then at that time when you realized once he had died, what did you do? What did you guys do at that time? Because what time did this happen at night? Was it in the middle of the night?
Probably towards the middle of the night, yeah.
Was there anyone else in the house?
Yes, my niece.
Okay.
She was in the other bedroom.
All right. What did you guys do to her?
Well, we didn't do anything to her. She asked for a sleeping pill because she was having a lot of anxiety.
And what kind of sleeping pill did you give it to her?
Yes, I gave her one of my Ambien.
You gave her.
But not one of his, meaning your father's.
I believe it was his now.
You think it was one of yours because you gave your own prescription?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's back up here. So the night before, or was it the night before that you and your sister were talking about wanting to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the night that she had the bad argument with my father.
Okay, so you two are laying in bed, and then you guys discussed about wanting to end his life. Is that correct?
Well, I took it as euthanasia. I'm sorry. I've been in the medical field. I felt I was putting
Well, I understand that. No, I understand that's what your thought process, but there was some discussion about it the night before that this was going to happen. This wasn't like a 2-second thing. They just did it. There was some discussion because obviously you want to make sure your sister's on board with this. I mean, you could see that could be a problem. You both weren't.
Yes, we
Okay.
both felt that at the time that...
So you talked about it, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, okay, I understand.
So then, whose idea was it for the pills?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but she said, Dad has sleeping pills, and I said, yes, sleeping pills would be the easiest, and you would just go to sleep.
Did you, what kind of pills was it that you guys gave him?
I believe he took Restoril
Restoril?
at the time. Yes.
Did you give him any of your pills?
I honestly don't remember, because I had them for me. They were mine.
So you don't know if you gave him your pills?
Exactly, to be honest with you, I don't remember. I remember giving it to... She got the... I don't know who even got the pills, the Restoril.
I know you tried when he woke up and opened his eyes, and you guys went ahead and did the washcloth.
Right.
Prior to doing the washcloth, you used a pillow, and it didn't work.
Well, that I don't remember, honestly, using a pillow. That, honest to God, I do not remember using a pillow. I'm honest with you about that. I don't remember ever saying I used a pillow. We used a pillow.
No, not.
Not do you remember saying it, do you remember the incident in which you used the pillow? That's different. That's a different question.
I don't remember using a pillow. I just remember getting a washcloth.
Well, because you tried the pillow first.
I don't remember, I honestly do not remember using a pillow.
Okay.
I don't remember a pillow being used.
But you did, so when he was laying on the couch, okay, and he opened his eyes, and when you went to get the washcloth, where did you get it again?
His bathroom, the master bathroom.
And where was your sister when this was going on?
She was with him alone.
Was he out of it, or was he trying to get up, or?
No, he didn't try to get out. He moved his arms. I remember that. That I remember.
Now, is it true that he did not want to go to that group home, or the?
Correct.
And was it a burden watching your dad? Because
No,
you guys had to
he
spend so
had-
much time
no.
going there?
No, that was nothing to do with being a burden. He was going to be in a beautiful place. He had the insurance that covered it.
But he didn't want to go there.
They were going to have to put him eventually, when he got there, they were going to put him, I'm sure,
But he-
in the
was he-
Alzheimer's line.
Roberts can protest all she wants, but the truth is that it was difficult to care for her father in his condition.
He didn't like it, is what I'm saying. Whether it was the best thing for him or not, he personally did not like it.
He was begging a lady, Shirley's niece, who was known to be on crack cocaine, he was begging her to stay with him and take care of her when we knew she was on crack cocaine.
No, I understand this. But But the long and the short of it is that he was resistant to going there. Regardless if it was the best thing for him, all these other collateral matters, he was resistant to go there. Is that correct?
He was resistant because he did not have his mind.
I understand, but we're just walking through this. I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm not saying that it wasn't the best thing for him. We're not getting any of that. I understand where you thought it was, and maybe it was. I'm just saying he personally was resistant to it for whatever variety of reasons. So he just didn't want to do it.
No.
Okay,
No,
that's all.
there.
And so you and your sister were spending a lot of time there taking
Well,
care
my niece was.
and your
We
niece?
were working. She watched him during the day.
But then when you get home from work, that's where you were staying?
Yes.
Okay. And then I just don't, what made the decision to do this? Why did it prompt that night?
When the doctor called and told me
You have no idea.
I know.
It was that more likely it was going to be fatal. Okay,
Fatal.
that's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
And he was in such misery and mentally so out of it that you know the rest of the story.
My guess is, let me ask you this: you must have been torn about this. I mean, you know.
I was terribly torn about it.
I understand you had your father that's there and he's suffering, but you know ultimately this was not proper or not lawful. Let's just put it that way. You're a smart person.
At the time, I felt I was euthanizing my father and helping him.
I understand that.
That is my honest answer I can give you.
But looking back and looking at it, I mean, you're smart. You got your certification. You're with the, for an assistant, okay, medical assistant. You're a smart lady. I mean, do you think that's lawful for someone to do?
Take the morality out of
As
it.
Anthony told me, no, it was not lawful.
You don't. Let me ask you this: you don't know independently of Anthony telling you that whether that was right. Forget was it morally right or anything. I'm just saying lawfully. You had to know that was not lawful. That it was legal to do that.
No, I guess it is not legal to do that.
Right. Because if it was legal to do that, you would have came out and just told us what happened, and you didn't do that. You knew there had to be a downside to this.
Already told me that it was not legal to do what we did. I felt I euthanized him and put him on the sick leave.
I understand.
have nothing else to say.
No, I understand. But that's because you saw your dad was suffering. I totally understand that. But if you take that part of it out, the act of just doing that is not lawful, is what I'm trying to say. This is where we're at. That's why there's a problem.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I'm saying, just so you know.
Let me ask you this. Did you guys get an inheritance or anything from your father?
We all three got inheritance.
And how
together.
much did you get?
Myself,
Yes.
about $110,000.
You got 110?
Split evenly.
Between the three of you,
Yes. I was
you, your sister, and your brother.
Yes, I was the power of attorney.
So how much did you personally get out of?
I got no more than my brother and sister. Everything was split evenly.
Money wasn't the motivating factor, and neither sister was in a position where extra money was an immediate need.
And it was 110 split 3 ways.
About that.
Okay.
And it was his house that sold his villa.
And then you got his house that sold.
I didn't get it. It was split evenly between
Okay,
three.
so you had the house, you guys split the house in 3, and then 110,000? Is that?
Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Did you get 100? Did you each get 110,000 apiece? Is that what you're saying? Am I clear on that, or?
About. I have.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, I think we're misunderstanding that you didn't split 110,000. You each got 110,000. Is that what we're?
About that.
Roughly. I'm just saying, just so we're clear on what we're talking about. Okay. Now let me ask you, what's your brother's name again?
Charles Tomaselli.
Now, what does he know about what we just talked about here? Does he know any of this, or does he just think this just went the way you had portrayed it? Nobody in the family knows, your sister knows, but that's it.
Correct.
Okay.
And no one else knows?
No, other than Anthony.
Okay.
And did your niece, what did you say to your niece in the morning when you guys discovered him, when you told him?
Thought he had died during his sleep.
Did he have any, did he urinate or anything like that during the
Yes.
process? Was that happening, when did that happen? Was it during,
I guess it was when he was dying, urinated, which is normal.
is that when you guys were, when you had the rag over his mouth and your sister had her finger closing his nose?
Okay. Before we got into kind of what I'll call the truthful section of what happened here, you'd said that Anthony was not a trustworthy person. Now, when you say that, my feeling about that is that you were trying to deflect what he was going to tell us, but I will tell you that it was spot on. So I'm just trying to tell you, your opinion about Anthony may be different, but it's not about him being untruthful about this, because I'm just telling you what was said was almost verbatim. So,
Well, if he was wired, obviously.
okay, this is what I'm trying to say, but you try to portray him as being an untrustworthy person as it pertains to this, when in fact you know that's not the case, because obviously, you know, we heard verbatim and he's not untrustworthy when it comes to this case. That's
Maybe to this, but other things.
he may be, I have no knowledge about that, but I'm talking about as it pertains to this. You were trying to lead us to believe that he was untrustworthy about this particular thing, and that's actually not the case. You understand that?
Yes, I understand
Okay.
it.
And I'm not condoning any other behavior which I have no knowledge of that he's involved or not involved in. I'm not, as it pertains to this, is all I'm concerned about. You understand what my question is? You understand that? Okay.
So he came to you with this?
Do you have, let me ask you this, and I know this may be, are you, basically, when you came and told us this right now, I know you were driving, are you under any influence at all?
Illegal drugs?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I never take illegal drugs.
Okay. All right. And
I take my heart medication, I take my thyroid medication, I take my mild tranquilizer
Mhm.
that is prescribed by an MD. I never have taken illegal drugs.
Okay. And also, let me ask you this. The night that this happened, were you of sound mind and you were not on illegal
Taking my
narcotics?
regular-
No, I understand, but you were high and complete another set of drugs. You said you don't do that. I'm just making sure that's what we're talking about.
I don't do
Okay.
Were you
Okay.
drunk?
No.
Okay.
So you guys made this decision to do this, to put, like, how you just told us here, put your father out of his misery. You guys decided to do that together.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Would you like to chat with your sister?
I don't mind chatting with my sister, of course not.
Okay. All right.
Well, like I explained to you, this is not, you are going to jail today, okay? And you are going to be arrested. All right?
Okay, but I do need my heart medicine. And
Oh, no, we'll take it. We're not going to.
Yeah, this is.
I don't have it with me.
Okay.
I was going to pick it up at Publix.
All right.
So,
We'll make arrangements for that. What I want to do is, when we put your hands up, hang on. We're going to bring her sister in here. Hang on, let me just get up here. This is
just hold on one second.
okay. You want to undo this or do it?
No, yeah, do that.
So you just stick your hands out, that's all. Let me see. Are they going to stay in there? Have a seat. This can keep your purse. You have no weapons or anything. I know you have a gun, but you don't have it in here.
No, it's in my car.
It's in your car?
In the glove compartment.
That's legal. That's legal. No, I'm just asking you. I have to see what you're saying, sometimes I can't understand what you're saying. I'm not questioning it, I can't hear it. So. Your sister's in the room next door.
All right.
And we're gonna bring her in, you guys can have a little.
The detectives are going to allow Roberts to speak to her sister. By watching them interact, they may get a better idea of what questions need to be asked and who originally came up with the idea to kill their father.
Conversation, or be recording, everything's on.
If you want a conversation that's not,
I mean, I'd just like to know if I'm on camera and I be recording.
I understand.
I think that I have that right.
Hi,
There we go.
I'm Detective Thompson in Dallas County Sheriff's Office. Need to search.
Just make sure you don't have anything on you,
Yep,
and you're a
just to make
female,
sure.
obviously.
Got nothing on you. Got nothing on you that's gonna hurt me, poke me, stick me.
Sunglasses in my
That's okay.
pocket.
You can deal with sunglasses, but nothing that's gonna hurt me, poke me, stick me. Nothing illegal. Okay. These fake pockets.
Take that.
Nothing in your bra. Nothing that's gonna.
No.
No. Okay. Just gotta check. Make sure you got nothing there. I don't want my detectives hurt. That's it.
Right.
Right here.
Oh, we're supposed to not go in there. No, absolutely.
Nothing else on you, nothing that I can't see? Okay, have a seat for me.
Okay, perfect.
Just had sunglasses.
We're gonna, what else is in there? It's pretty heavy. Just regular stuff?
Open it. You can see what's in there.
Okay.
My
Your
wallet.
phone. Okay,
All right.
all right. Nothing in there of any.
Okay, I do have my afternoon medication in there to take.
Okay, that's okay. I'm not taking it. I just want to see what was in it. No, we're totally fine.
But I do need to take it because I have a regular heartbeat and
When are you supposed to take it? We'll give this back to you, but you're not, don't you have it in
usually
here?
1:30. I don't know what time it is.
About 20 after 1. I'll bring you some water. How about that?
Okay,
All right.
my wallet.
Did you?
My wallet.
All right. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring your sister who's right across the street here. All right. You guys just hang out for a few. She can sit here with you. Thank you. I gotta bring her some water too, so you can bring that.
Haven't had a sister from
I have to give her some water because she's got some medication to take. So you guys have a little alone time there.
So, what do you mean you don't know what to say? Can't I say anything? You didn't say anything to them? Yes, I had to tell them. And so did I. Because you told someone. I know. Because I thought I could trust him.
I never recorded in here.
I already asked.
I already told him who it was. He came to my house.
Who did?
Anthony.
When?
Thursday.
And he told you he was going to do this?
He told me he wanted to speak to me. Scared the shit out of me in my driveway. In my car. In the garage. Because I had to talk to someone running. Well, I had no idea what could be so important. He insisted I but let him in the house. And told me what you told him. That he was trying to blackmail.
What do you mean?
Have sex with him or he'll turn me in. I said, if you turn me in, I'm not having sex with you. I have nothing to say. But he came back. Tried again. I said, what are you doing?
Mary Beth claims she was being blackmailed, but this wasn't the case. She is hoping this explanation will prevent Roberts from being angry.
Trust him.
Why?
I was having a hard time. I was having dreams.
Yeah, you
They
had
weren't
yours.
speaking to me. I had no one to talk to.
You weren't speaking to me either. Now look at us. We're going to fucking jail. My life is over.
So was mine.
I thought about taking this string and hanging myself in the other room. Taking these off of here and hanging them in the room, killing myself just now.
Take them off.
What? These springs come out of my boots.
Well, you're gonna hang yourself.
Oh, I'm gonna tie it so tight that I couldn't breathe. Anyone on this earth, the man has stolen from you, lied, cheated on a worst person on earth. We know we did, and we did it for a reason.
I told him why he did it.
It doesn't matter what you tell that monster.
I told the police when we did it.
I told him why we did it. I told him I thought my father had dementia and he was getting worse every day. He was uncontrollable. And we had gotten a call with the lung cancer. It's true that none of it's a lie.
I know he said our stories were exactly.
However, Anthony said it was my idea. You told him it was my idea.
I told him you had argued with Dad the night before. You had
We all had an argument with Dad. Dad called us back several times. Okay,
But it was a bad argument in the house. I remember.
a bad argument in the house? Over what? Because I wouldn't let him eat something?
No, because he didn't want to go to Brookdale. And
Well, he was mad at all of us. I was the one that doesn't matter. That had nothing to do with me.
why not? Do you got my medicine?
I don't know. My purse is in my car. They arrested me at work.
Well, give me my purse. I mean, it's time for me to take my medicine. They have to let you take your heart medicine, so. God's sakes. They asked me if I was on illegal drugs. I said,
Hey, on what?
illegal drugs. I don't take any illegal drugs. I'm just giving you medicine. Fine.
Your medicine.
Okay. So we are on camera.
Of course you are. Are you stupid? And he told me, don't call your sister. I told her. That's why I was in contact.
How could you call me?
When he came over that night, he said, don't tell your sister I told you. I'm afraid of him. And then he said he wouldn't turn me in the secrecy. Her secret was safe.
He was wired.
He was wired.
Yes.
He said, I don't want to hear it recording me. But the same story was told then and was told now. And as soon as I saw that picture, I saw the fold here, I saw a picture of Dad, I knew. No, I went to Roma too. Good job. I'm jail this morning. I didn't know you had water.
I'm telling you, the environment. He must have come here first and then
Roberts clearly resents Mary Beth and sees her confession as a betrayal.
Oliver's alone in the house. Somebody has to take care of Oliver.
You've worried about Oliver?
You know, I want to let the dog die.
You're not worried about us dying?
I know my life's over.
You didn't.
I can't believe I told him and invited him.
Yeah. Why didn't you call me?
I'm speaking to him.
So what? At that time, we did what we felt. That wasn't going to make it. He made a bad about surgery. He was going to go through chemotherapy. That doesn't mean it matter. He may have lived on for what, a year or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what his fate was. But his dementia and so forth was very, very bad. And I knew even when he was we put him in Brookdale, he wasn't going to last in the regular road anyway. We've already discussed this. And at that moment, I couldn't help but watching Dad suffer that way. He wasn't living. He wasn't living a life. One minute he was in real life, the next minute he wasn't in real life.
I'm getting freezing in here.
Yeah, it's freezing. I asked if I could have a jacket, and they said no. I've been here since 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, they came to my work to get out of my car. They said, taking a ride. I didn't know what it was about. Yeah, so good. I didn't know if I was supposed to call an attorney. I didn't know what to do. They said they had a question to ask me. I answered the question. I've never been through this before. But it's done now. Anyone on this earth that you thought you could trust was him. The man who tried to steal from you and everything and things that he put you through. You thought you could trust that person?
Well, he said he was trustworthy, police officer.
He was trustworthy. Well, he's a very good actor.
So, that's it. We've been the same dream. I don't think there's anything else to talk about right now.
No, there isn't. That's what my life was. After all these years.
Life's about over.
Huh?
Life's about over.
The only thing the women can focus on is how this is going to negatively impact them for the rest of their lives. Mary Beth is resigned, but Roberts is likely to do whatever she can to lower the charges.
Till you come.
No. This is not God punishing us. What is it?
See, don't.
Well, then why didn't you go to church and confess and went to church and confessed?
And
And to the priest taught him.
no, I ain't told the priest. Confess to God and cry.
Well, we've done that for every night. They have no right to keep my heart medication from me.
Well, I'm on blood pressure medication too. And potassium. I'll die in 3 days.
Huh?
They didn't ask me what medications I'm on. I'll die in 3 days without my medications. I can't go without blood pressure medication. I can't go without potassium. My water pill, my thyroid.
They're probably checking the 3 pills that I have. Mine.
They didn't even let me take my purse. My purse is
All
in
I
my
had to do
car.
was punch in the computer what they are.
Call Amy.
I'm calling. I checked. I just got here.
Did they come to your door at your house?
No, I was putting an injunction against Ted.
You were here?
No, I was at 49th Street.
Oh,
They called me on my way home.
and what did they say?
He said, we'll wait here for you till you get home.
I don't know your address. I only had your phone number. Never gave me your address. I don't remember that. Except in the next.
I'm sure Anthony gave it to me.
Well, if you have a phone number, I'm sure you could look it up or your name.
I'm sure Anthony gave it to me.
Mr. Honorable. For those things you accused him of, and you thought you could trust him? We did what we did. But no one was in our situation. No one saw Dad the way we did.
I told you
And that's the way they may not make it right. That's the way I felt. And that's the way I felt at that point. I couldn't watch my father suffer that way. It had nothing to do with his money.
Nothing.
But I take my dentures away too.
No, I can't do it.
How do you know?
Come on.
Come on.
I'm sure they'll take all my jewelry.
I don't care what they take. My life is over.
So's mine.
Roberts and her sister are almost competitive about who will have the worst fate. Neither spare a thought to their father outside of using his condition to justify what he did.
We'll be in prison the rest of our life. Or we could get the death sentence. You know that, right?
I don't know what they're charging us with. They haven't charged us with anything yet.
I'm surprised all of us in the same room together.
So do you want your sister to be with you? I said yes. Go with the people now.
Why did you tell me that it was my idea?
To be honest with you, I don't remember some of the conversation. I can't remember. My memory is not what it used to be after the stroke. So I particularly don't remember the exact conversation.
That you had with him?
Yes.
So you told him that it was my idea. And you know it was not my idea. We spoke about it. We agreed upon it.
All I
To watch
watched
that.
was my dad had better.
Look how many times Dad called us back to the house. Called it, said who was judge and jury to put him in the assisted living. He called us all. When did we all turn into attorneys? You don't remember that? And judges? I was halfway home to Dan's house that night. Chuck was there. He was closer to Sunshine Sky, but he couldn't turn around. But that had nothing to do with it. It was watching Dad suffer the way he was. He had no life left. But perhaps it was not our choice to make that decision. And that is what we're here for. It wasn't our choice. We lived with him. We spent the night with him. We saw it. The way he was. He was not living a life. And from our perspective, that's the way we felt. We felt it was better for Dad to live in peace than to try to go through a surgery and his mind keep getting worse and worse. I told you he was a trustworthy man. After all those things you said you hired a private detective and found out about him.
Well, it was mostly assets and things like that.
And that he had been in prison.
Well, I know it. There's his check, but he's not the one that did anything right now. Well, yeah. But here's a rap sheet on them. We do not.
Well, it's over now. Our lives are over. We're done. We're dead. You hate me that much? Well, you did. I can't breathe.
Carl is having a stroke and die.
Do we get an attorney?
Can hire him or get one.
Okay.
We have your keys. Because of where your daughter works, we have to make contact with her. Okay?
Yes.
Do you want me to give her these keys? Is that okay or no?
Oh, yeah.
And these are your glasses, those are yours?
Okay, that's
So
fine.
this will go with your property.
That's it. Just because if she has to get access to anything or do whatever,
Okay.
she's a trustworthy person. She would.
I am Northern Harvey. I could die if I don't have a medication.
We're taking you to the jail now. We have a full hospital out at the jail. Okay, we have doctors, they have every medication you can imagine. We spend millions of dollars a year on medications out there.
And I'm on blood
Yeah.
pressure too.
Okay,
Those are mine.
they will take care of you guys,
Those are-
I promise you. We have a building that's bigger than most hospitals out there. It's a medical
So
facility.
we'll switch out costs. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
back and then I can just
Oh.
get mine when I get to the
They
jail.
administer drugs, they'll
That's
give
fine.
you a full checkup.
That's all perfect.
Okay?
Johnny prepared. So
And
Deputy Lear here is gonna give you guys a ride.
So that's another thing he's got going for him. Okay.
Does my other daughter know yet?
We're gonna go talk to her. The detectives will.
No, we're
We're
on
gonna go
that.
talk to your daughter now.
Okay.
All right?
How about my daughter?
Your daughter?
Yes.
Um,
Her husband is a criminal attorney.
Okay.
We need to speak to them. There's some other people we need to speak with, so that'll be one of them also, so.
You didn't ask me her name. My daughter, did you?
We know your daughter.
We knew we had this background, we just didn't tell you all that, so.
Oh, okay.
Unless there's one we don't know about, but.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
He's gonna switch these out real quick for you, and, thanks for us.
I'll keep them up front.
Okay.
These are yours, yes, and those are mine, is that right? Okay.
How about my dog that's blown in the condom?
Is there someone we can call to make
My
that happen?
daughter,
Okay,
What's her?
we'll get that, we'll do that.
she needs to keep it in the house.
Okay, that's his, put these in your bag right behind you.
Where are your keys at? But like I said, keeping them up front, they're gonna be exactly the same.
They're in my purse. I
They're
guess.
hinged
Okay.
instead of chain. I don't know if you noticed the difference,
No,
but
I
it'll
don't
be
know.
pretty much the same thing.
Linda, what's your daughter's phone number?
771-3311.
Keep your hand turned this way.
And her first name?
Yeah, just straight up and down.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Take her keys.
And then I'm gonna.
Do you want them to come to your daughter so they get the dog and all that stuff, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know how long the dog is. Nobody there.
We'll take care of that,
Stand by one more
okay?
second, please. I'm gonna switch the cuffs out. And we'll leave them up front.
Yeah, no, that's hers. Here, I got it. All right, I got it. Let's put this back in. Stick that back in there. That's her keys. You hang on to these, because I'm
So these ones are the ones for the apartment?
Those are
The
mine.
pink one opens the door.
And then
And we will contact her.
And then I'll give this to Ann. Okay?
All right, we're on board.
You're gonna give all my keys to my
Yes, I'm
daughter.
gonna give this to your
Yeah.
daughter. Okay?
And I'm giving yours.
She can have.
Okay, I'm just
my
making
daughter
sure
can have
we're all
everything.
good.
My daughter can have everything.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you, sir.
And again, I'm gonna double lock these, that way, they don't sit down on you, okay? All right. Ladies ready?
Okay.
All right. We're gonna walk down this way. I got the purse, I don't know whose this is, but we'll go with you. Is this yours?
No, it's hers.
It's hers? Okay, I'll make sure they know that's out of the jail.
She has had a stroke,
Okay.
and so
They,
she.
they have excellent medical
I
care
know,
down the
but I
jail.
mean, for her walking downstairs and.
We're both
We have
gonna walk
an
down, we'll take the elevator, okay?
Yeah.
We'll,
And blind on the side.
Oh, that's why we're guiding you.
we won't let you walk in. Oh, we're not?
Yep. Right this way.
Roberts and her sister get ready to leave with the officers, knowing that this is probably the last time they will see each other outside of a courtroom. Linda Roberts was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Mary Beth Tomaselli was given a deal for agreeing to testify against Roberts and was sentenced to 15 years. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like the video. And if you want to support the channel even more, there's a Patreon link in the description below. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.